Not been hot.
Between Fort Worth and Dallas, no curves.
Yanki and Brit, the RTM Radio Network.
Good evening, Saturday night, and you are one gorgeous looking thing tonight. Tell you what, outside, guys and girls, it is just, well, it's not scorching hot, it's just been an amazing day, hasn't it? Because it's not been hot or cold, but the sky's been blue, and for the first time since looking out the window, the window kind of looks blocked up, full of all the green on the trees. It's just gorgeous right now.
I don't know what it looked like today. I had my head stuck under the truck all day. All I can see is brake shoes in my mind. Dirt, grease, parts that don't work, order new parts. But other than that, hey, it's been a great day. Gotta love it. Hello, John Chico. How are you, mister?
Chico, yeah, so good to see Mr. Chico.
There's the illustrious, wondrous Sandy. Hello there. And
Rankiness.
Cora. The beautiful Cora Cockrell is here. Hello, Cora.
Hey, Cora.
Cora.
Are you done?
I don't know what the hell it's all about even. Just make that shit up as I go along.
Well, guys and girls, at the top of the hour, we will be having the fabulous Justin Jukes on the show with us.
Yes, I can't wait for that. We got a couple of his tunes to play before he gets here. Kid is cool, man. I keep calling him a kid because to me he is, but he's a young buck. But I think he's got it all going on. I think that's the key to the whole thing right there. Anyways, hello? Why does this sound not right? Hello.
Because it's the Yankee and the Brit show. Does anything sound right with the Yankee and the Brit?
No, it never does. Hello. Check
Hello.
1, 2. I don't know why it sounds like it does.
Hey, good looking.
What you got cooking? I don't know what the problem is. It sounds different for some reason.
The microphones just sound ever so echoey.
Well, they sound quiet. I don't know what's going on.
They don't sound very quiet to me.
That's because you won't shut up long enough. What do you expect? All righty then. Moving right along. Lots of good tunes. We had Derek Andrew, Junior Brown. I don't even remember what it was, but
and the first tune that we played tonight was Bob Randall. That was a pretty cool tune.
That's what it was. Thanks. Somebody knows what's going on around here.
He said he hopes that our listeners enjoy it as much as the people up home enjoy it. And I said, well, where is up home? I want to know now.
And?
I don't know. He's not replied.
Oh, all right then. Up home. That sounds like up north to me.
Up yonder, probably.
Yonder. Way up yonder. Okay, let's do this. J.J. Lawhorn. How did that happen? No, is that the same title? Really? Well, Wes Brown has a song like that. Where is that? Wes Brown, Last of a Dying Breed. J.J. Longhorn. Aaron Watson, hey, y'all, what's going on? Yankee and Brit, the RTM Radio Network. You know, I don't understand. I went to the auto parts store, right?
Right.
Got the part. Kid sold me the wrong part. Even after I stood there and watched him on the screen and everything, I still got the wrong part. My fault, his fault, I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. It was the wrong part. So I had to have a new part. So I called. And I said, it was in there day before yesterday, ordered a part. I picked it up this morning. Guy says, yeah, you were in there this morning. You picked it up. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. Now, I said, it's the wrong part. I said, I need and I told him what I needed. I don't know whether it's worth explaining or not, but I needed a lock nut for the rear spindle. And it's called a locking spindle nut, spin hub nut, whatever you want to. There's a couple different names for it. Depends on who you are and where you're from. I told this guy what I needed, and he's looking at all of them. He says, well, that truck doesn't even come with those. They don't even use that on that truck. And I go, what are you talking about? They don't use it on that truck. I said, every car and truck in the country has a lock nut on it to hold the wheel, and that's what keeps them from falling off. And this guy's like, well, that's not supposed to have. I don't see anything for that truck. Like, oh, my God. You know, and I so don't want to tell this guy to go piss off because I've just about put myself out of every store already because everybody's fucking so moronic. So I let this guy go on. I said, look, I'm reading this off the receipt, right? Literally, I look at the receipt and I tell this guy, here's what I bought. It's called a spindle nut. Here's the part number. I gave him the part number. He looked it up. Well, that's for the front of the truck. I said, why did the kid sell me one for the front of the truck? All the brake shoes and everything else I bought for the truck were the back of the truck, and I bought this at the same time. I said, the kid's an idiot. So he goes on looking and looking. I don't know. Let me go talk to somebody. And he leaves me on hold for a couple minutes and comes back. I think I know what you're talking about. And he goes scrounging around through his computer looking for things. And still wasn't clear what was going on. And finally, I read him the number again. I said, it's called a spindle nut on your computer. And finally, I got online, went to their store, which is AutoZone, by the way, went there and looked up the part myself and got the part number. And I said, here it is right here. Oh, yeah, I see that now. Why do these stores hire these people that know nothing about a car, how it's put together, what it takes to keep it together, what parts go where? You know, I don't expect everybody to be a knowledgeable mechanic. You know, and I don't know everything, but Jesus criminy, anybody with a brain knows that without a friggin' lock nut on the wheel, it's going to come off. That's what keeps it on there. And I just don't understand how they get these people to work in these places that don't pay attention. They don't listen to you when you talk. You're the fucking customer. 90% of those guys come in there. They know what they want. That's why they're in there. They're just getting replacement parts. Nobody goes and buys brand new parts. You know, it's because this broke or that broke, so I need to replace it. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like they just don't listen or they're just stupid. You know, it's like going to, you know, high school and getting a kid to come in there and work that's never even been under the hood of a car. You know, I'm a computer whiz. I can do IT and I can do this and I can do that. But you don't know anything about a car. Just stick it behind the register. Oh, just push buttons. You'll get the answers there. Look them up. I just don't understand what happened to this country where nobody works in their trade that's knowledgeable in their trade. I just don't get what the hell's going on. It makes no sense to me. People are retarded, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe I've been around too long. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Good evening to Justin Jukes, I do believe, is tuned in now. And Laurie and Rod Schmidt, we know that they always tune in on a Saturday night by their campfire.
How are you, Justin?
Yes, how are you?
Looking forward to having a little chat with you, mister.
And let's say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Jib Jab. We know that they don't go a Saturday night without tuning into the Yankee and the Brit
hello
show.
there,
Hey.
Tim and Becky, baby. How are you?
Yes.
Go on.
That's
Don't let me
about
stop.
it. That's all I have to say. Yes, Justin Jukes coming up at the top of the hour, guys and girls. You guys are going to love him. His music is great. And, yeah, I think you guys are going to just love him.
Let's see if we can't cause him a little grief.
Yes, I'm sure you will. If you're listening, Justin, just pretend that you drive a Ford and that you get it dirty.
You're such a clown.
Go ahead. Make
RTM Radio presents Real Men of Trucking. Real men driving. Today, we salute you, swift truck driver. Swift truck driver. Day after day, mile after mile, you'll hit or run over anything to get your load where it's gotta go. Nothing can stop me now. Not bridges, low clearance overpasses, illegal U-turns, road construction, nor any tight spaces can deter you from putting your truck where you think it needs to go. Oops, get out of my way now. Throwing caution and most often common sense to the wind, you'll run through, into, and over any obstacle to complete your run. Gotta get her done now. So crack open a 53-foot trailer and a cold energy drink, oh king of the truck demolition derby. Somebody call dispatch now. Wait a minute, you already did. Swift Trucking in a class of its own. Swift Trucking, Phoenix, Arizona.
Your choice for country music, the RTM Radio Network.
Gamble or drink. Smoke? Yeah. And I'd be glad to quit that if I could.
I've just been sat here listening to Randy cut his fingernails the whole time. And it's all like going into the microphone. And they're just flying. The nails are flying through the air.
Hey, I'll be the one sweeping the floor.
Hey, Mr. Jack Serber is in our chatter room.
Hey, Jackaroni,
Hey.
what's going on there, buddy?
And Debrad Hosted Tits is here too.
This guy here, Jack, has got some great music. You guys got to go check him out.
Yes, he does.
Pardon the clicking.
And Mr. Chico's in the chat room, and I do believe Cora's still with us. Hey.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's hope so. Because we have a great guy coming on at the top of the hour.
That would be Justin Dukes.
Hopefully you guys can hear my sentences while he's snipping over there.
I'm done now.
Anyway, just so you guys know, no one won the shirt last night. The answer to the Friday night's theme tune was Jessica Jones. It's a cool Netflix thing, which I want to see, actually. I do want to actually watch.
Yes, it is. It's very, very funky. I don't know if it's something I want to watch or not, but it might be worth the effort. Has anybody else watched it? If you have, you should have won the shirt last night, but that's another story.
We
I
are
guess.
waiting for oh crap! What's the name of it? You
I don't know.
The one where the girl's talking to
Stranger Things?
No, the one where the girl's talking to her dad and her dad.
Frequency?
Frequency.
I
yes.
know. I'd love to see that again.
Yes, I want to watch that.
Is that coming back?
Yeah.
Do we even know?
And Stranger Things, guys, you guys need to have a little. If you've never heard of Stranger Things, you need to have a little bit of a binge fest on Stranger Things season 1 because you guys will be addicted.
That really is a pretty cool show. It kept my
Yes.
attention enough. I watched the whole thing, and it was good.
Yes, and you need to get it watched in time for Halloween because there will be season 2 coming out, which I just cannot wait for.
If you like sci-fi, it's kind of a sci-fi show, so it's
Yeah, I wouldn't
got
say
some
it's
twists
like
and turns in it. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's not Doctor Who kind of sci-fi, but it is kind of weird kind of sci-fi, isn't
It's
it?
alien sci-fi, but not aliens involved kind of thing, or is it? Did she go see aliens?
It was kind of some kind of messed up story. Actually, I can't even remember.
I'm just making sure I'm not getting it confused with Arrival.
It was the one. It was one where the boy went missing, and there was the little girl called 11, and she could lift things off the ground, and she could make things happen.
And blow people across the room.
Yeah, and
Wicked chick.
And the boy went missing, and the mum was convinced that the
She's
boy
bald
was.
too.
The mum was convinced that the boy was dead, and he wasn't dead, and he kept coming through the walls.
He was caught in. That's right. He was caught in that alien slime stuff.
Yeah, and then
in another dimension or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
they finally got the young boy back, but he's not come back very normal. I mean, he looks normal and he seems normal to other people, but as you guys saw at the end of the last series, he's very far from normal. So you guys have got to watch series number 1 if you haven't seen it, and then you can follow it with the Yankee and the Brit in November.
Well, I got to tell you, Sandy, who seems to think she knows everything, blah, blah, blah. We didn't watch it on Netflix. We don't watch Netflix. We watch a lot of shows from Netflix, but
From
we don't watch them
Netflix.
on... Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, you said we don't watch Netflix, but I said, yeah, we watch them from Netflix,
Yeah,
but we don't
there are a
watch
lot
them
of shows
on
from Netflix, but that we don't pay for it. We don't watch it. It's all free. There's all kinds of stuff out there, you know. That movie sucks. Arrival. You know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm still not quite clear on exactly what the hell was going on.
Yeah, at first I thought it was all right, and then you see the child in it, where she had the child. I pretty much twigged from the start that the child wasn't she'd not had the child yet. I
actually
that
thought
from
it
the
was-
start, and Randy wasn't sure, but towards the end, you said, well, that was a bit of a stupid ending.
I thought it was rather droll and boring because I'm waiting for something really friggin' wicked to happen and nothing. It's just a big letdown in my book.
I can't really say that there's probably much need for a number 2 of that, because it's like everything just got wrapped up, didn't it? You know?
Yeah, well, they had the contents there to be a very cool show, but not impressed. Really a big letdown. So I can see why she wouldn't like it so much.
And Debra, that holds the tits in the chat room, I did not get to see your live video today. It just would not play over here. The signal's been terrible all day, so, I thought I'll just watch it tomorrow, maybe.
See, Debra, you wasted $6. I don't know why so many people pay to watch stuff like that. You can watch it for free, really. I don't know why you do that. But anyways, there's so much free stuff on the internet. That's what the internet's all about. I got a 17-inch monitor. Ain't that big, but Donna and I watch all kinds of stuff on it. It's great for that, and you go full screen. It's great. I wouldn't have it any other way, really. I'm not paying. We're not paying $70 or $80 a month for satellite TV to watch, 6 channels out of how many, or whatever the case is. My mom and dad, their dish bill is up to $100 a month, I think, and they watch like 4 or 5 channels off the whole damn thing, And shit, I forgot I was supposed to check on that other package and see if they can switch to that. Damn it, I forgot. Got to do that. Got to get them off that expensive robbery, because that's just all that is. All right. Oh, you wanted to go to a movie? Yeah, we've been to an occasional movie, but I tell you what, it's just not what it used to be when I was young. The experience
Well, we
is
went
not the
to
same.
one, haven't we? We went to like this old theatre in Whitewright.
Yeah, Donna and I had fun going to the theater itself, but we had fun
The
amongst
film
us. The movies was all right.
Film was pretty boring. Was it Star? I always get confused. Is it Star Trek or Star Wars you watched?
Star Trek, wasn't it? Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah, something like that. I was bored stiff, but Randy watched it. He enjoyed it.
I just wanted to see it on the big screen. I thought it was pretty cool. But anyways, Justin Duke's coming up here in just about 18, 17 minutes or so. Stand by for that. In the meantime, Keith Sam. Yanki and Brit. The RTM Radio Network. Hey, Justin Duke's coming up here in just about 8 minutes or so. Stand by for a good time.
You got your microphone right this time, husband.
I did, I know. Oops. You'll have that, though. Look at that old Jack Serber giving out information over there like beer flowing in a pub. All right, good man. Get her done, son. Let me go over here and let's throw on a tune from the Yankee and the Brit. That dress sure had me fooled. For a minute there, I thought you were going to be a lady. Going to be a pleasure to give you a lesson in marksmanship.
You couldn't give a lesson in long-distance spitting. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can shoot a partridge with a single cartridge.
I can get a sparrow with a bow and arrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that?
Yes.
So can a rat.
Any note you can reach, I can go higher.
I can sing anything higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Anything you can buy, I can buy cheaper. I can buy anything cheaper than you.
50 cents?
40 cents.
30 cents.
20 cents.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can say, I can say softer.
I can say anything softer than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I can drink my liquor faster than a flicker.
I can do it quicker and get even sicker.
I can open any safe.
Without being caught?
Sure.
That's what I thought, you crook.
Any note you can hold, I can hold longer.
I can hold any note longer than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Anything you can wear, I can wear better. In what you wear, I'd look better than you.
In my coat?
In your vest.
In my shoes?
In your hat.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can say, I can say faster.
I can say anything faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you
Yes, I
can't. No, you
can.
can't.
Yes,
Can't,
I can.
can't. I can jump a hurdle.
I can wear a girdle.
I can knit a sweater.
I can fill it better.
I can do most anything.
Can you bake a pie?
No.
Neither can I.
Any note you can sing, I can sing sweeter.
I can sing anything sweeter than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
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 No,
Yes,
you
I
can't. Oh, my. Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network. Justin Duke's coming up here in just a few more minutes. Stand by for that. In the meantime,
If he's been tuned in for the past 20 minutes or so, he's
He
going
ain't
to
here
wonder
now,
what
is he?
He's going to wonder what the hell.
speaking
he's
of the
coming
man,
into.
Justin Dukes, here is a new tune from him, courtesy of him, allowing us to jam this. Justin Dukes and Lovin' You. Can you believe that guy's voice, man? Wait till you hear this, guys. It's going to freak you right out. Yankee and the Brit and the RTM Radio Network on a Saturday night. God, why do I keep thinking it's Friday?
No, it's Saturday.
Flashbacks, I guess. On the phone with us, Justin Dukes. Hello, Mr. Dukes.
How's it going, y'all?
Doing all right over here. We were chatting with Justin there a little bit. You said you was up in Arkansas?
I am. I'm in Arkansas, Mountain Home, Arkansas this weekend.
Mount Home or Hope?
Home.
H-O-M-E?
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, listen to him talk. Oh.
Yeah, I got a deep Southern accent. I can't help it. I was born with it.
Accent.
From one accent to another.
That's right.
All right, first question out of my mouth is, where'd you get that voice? Did you steal that from somebody?
Man, I tell you, I'm 23 now. I just turned 23 this past month, and been playing music ever since I was old enough to remember, and started playing out locally, fairs and festivals and stuff like that when I was 15. And it's all from practice and playing a lot of shows and being out there on the road. So.
You sounded like that when you were 15?
No. It took from 15 to now to sound like that. So.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, Lord, what'd you do with all those young little girls chasing after you with that deep voice?
It's all practice.
You mean the girls or the music?
The music.
Okay. Got to keep that straight, I'm sure Mom's listening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how'd you get into music? I mean, is this part of the family thing, or you just fall in love with music?
Well, I've always loved music ever since I was a kid. And before I was even putting sentences together, I was singing songs. And my parents, they'd put me in front of a TV, and I'd watch CMT all day long if they'd let me. And, but, it started that to when my great uncle, he played drums and played guitar. And he actually gave me my first guitar. I still have to this day, and I learned on that guitar. And then my parents bought me my first, I guess you would say, road guitar, to play out on shows and everything. And it just kind of progressed to that.
How old were you when you first started playing the guitar?
I was 13 when I taught myself to play.
Wow.
You taught yourself to play?
I sure did.
Wow.
See, when I first started playing, we had this thing called the internet that first came out pretty much, and it showed you every chord and let you know what chords were in each song. And then by the time I was 15, I was able to hear a song and play it by ear. So
Isn't the internet an amazing thing?
It is. I love it.
There isn't anything you can't find if you just look hard enough.
That's correct.
What have you recorded the songs? These two songs that we have, anyways. Have you been in a studio to record those?
I have. Actually, I'm living in Nashville, Tennessee now. I've been living in Nashville for about a year and a half, and been recording at Golf House Music in Hendersonville with one of my great friends and producer, Chris Golf. He's actually from Tennessee area, but I met Chris and he fell in love with my songs, and we went to the studio and recorded, and it's just been magic ever since.
Now, Warning Sign and Lovin' You are the two songs we have. Did you write those?
I did. I wrote Lovin' You by myself before I moved to Nashville, and was playing at shows all around, and people really loved the song. So that was the first single that I released. And then Warning Sign, I actually wrote with a fellow Georgia boy who's living in Nashville. His name is Daniel Johnson. Me and him wrote that song last year, and we went in the studio and recorded it. And that's the new single that I've just released back in mid-January.
Well, I tell you what, they sound amazing, man. What did you get? Just studio musicians, or did you have a bunch of folks that you knew?
I did. I used studio musicians, and these guys that played on my tracks, I've played on people like Blake Shelton and Cole Swindell and people like that, their tracks also. So these are very well-seasoned musicians, and they were great guys and very professional, and just it was a fun time recording with them. I
bet. Did that freak you out when you got in there and realized who you was jamming with?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it was like, especially when the studio we went and recorded the tracks at, the actual music was Trinity Music in Hendersonville. And I'm looking over there on the wall and on the computer screen, and these pictures are popping up, and people like George Jones and Conway Twitty and all these other people that I've looked up to ever since I was a kid, actually recorded in that studio too, So it was a very surreal moment, and it was awesome.
That must be quite a feeling, boy, to sit among people like that.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
What music did you listen to when you were like really young? Can you remember? So far back.
I'm sure he can remember. It ain't been that long ago.
Oh, he is quite old. He just looks young. He's very young looking and cute.
When I was younger, like I said, I watched a lot of CMT and JC, and I really loved the '90s country. My first love really was Elvis Presley. That was my first love.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And when I was a kid, actually, I didn't mention this a little while ago, but when I was a kid, around 7 or 8, my grandma made me the jumpsuit, and I'd go around to nursing homes and different places and impersonate Elvis.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I love the '90s country. That's kind of what I was raised on, and then my grandma introduced me to Elvis, and Elvis was the man in my book, and still is. But then I started digging into a lot of the traditional artists like George Jones and Merle Haggard, Waylon, just to name a few. And then even today's country, I still find inspiration with people like Eric Church and different ones. As far as country music, I'm a well-rounded guy when it comes to country music.
Yeah,
all the way from Carter Family to Eric Church.
I was just going to say, sounds like you pretty much made the rounds. So you're talking '90s. You're talking like Leroy Parnell and Hal Ketchum, Sammy Kershaw, Martina McBride,
Shenandoah, just
Diamond Rio. Yeah, that's all that good stuff. I know. That's about when I about gave it up just toward the end of the '90s when those guys started fading away because it was just starting to get too. I don't know. I call it rap crap, but it was just getting too not country anymore.
Yeah, it's the thing. Music evolves, and I also believe in evolving to a certain extent, but I also believe in keeping the true core of it too. Keeping it true.
Yeah, keep it country.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Man, you're quite knowledgeable for a guy your age. I'm pretty amazed.
Well,
at that.
Some people say I have an old soul, but it's all good.
Sounds like a song in the making right there.
That's right.
Hey, do you write your own music?
I do write my own music. This EP, I just got done with my EP, 6-song EP, and I'm planning on releasing that mid-April or the 1st of May. We haven't really sat down and penciled out a date yet, but out of the 6 songs on the album, I've at least written or co-written every song on there.
Is your mom involved in any of this?
Yeah, she does a lot of promotion for me, and keeps the social media hot, and so do I. So yeah, she helps a whole lot.
Yeah, I kind of figured she was involved. I was going to ask you if she was the one that was doing your promotional stuff, because I see quite a bit of posts from her on that kind of thing.
Yeah, she does a lot of promotion, and we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything you could think of that's social media we have. And you can go to my website, justindukes.net, and find links to all my social media sites.
What the hell was I going to ask you?
I bet you was going to ask him your famous question.
Not yet. I was waiting for that one.
Oh.
I had something else I wanted to know, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, well.
Have you got a particular theme to your album? Is there a particular theme to it, or is it all different songs about different things?
Yeah, it's all different songs. I mean, when I went to go make this 6-song EP, I didn't want every song sound the same. I didn't want all the same concept in each song. I want it to be different. Still have my sound and my voice, but have a different songs throughout the EP. So we got a more of a religious song on there. We have Warning Sign, which is kind of like a contemporary traditional style of country, and that's how I kind of categorize my sound. Is it's contemporary, but it's also traditional at the same time.
I remember now. Your mom. Now I know you said that she does the promotional and things like that. But now go back just a little bit when you started getting popular. Because I see you all over Facebook and everything. What did your mom think when she started seeing that you were so good and you were actually going somewhere? Was she okay with it from the start, or did she sit down and give you the talk about becoming popular and all that?
Well, my parents have been very very supportive of me and my music ever since I was first starting out. They were very supportive, and my mom's first rule was that I had to at least go to college, at least get the first 2 years of college done.
I could agree with that.
Before I moved to Nashville and this, that, and other. And so I played every weekend. I played a few sports, but it kind of fell through. And I played music all my high school years and even through my college years. So I went and got my 2-year degree. And then finally I told Mama and Daddy, I was like, it's time for me to move to Nashville. And so I moved in September of 2015, and basically just been grinding it out. And but they've all been supportive. My whole family, from my grandparents on both sides to my parents, they've been nothing but supportive.
Now, is your dad involved in this in any way?
Oh yeah, my dad. When I was in high school and even in college, and even to this day, I mean, he still does some of my booking, and he promotes the fool out of me anywhere he can, and he helps me out merchandise, and he'll go to shows and sell merchandise and everything. So even my brother, I got a younger brother, and sometimes when I go back home and play like a small acoustic show or something, he'll come and play. He actually plays the cajon, plays the drums, plays guitar.
I'm sorry, he plays what? The cajon?
Yeah, that's right.
What's a cajon?
A cajon is a little beatbox that you sit on that could be used as like a drum for like an acoustic show. Like, say if it was just me and my guitar, it'd be him sitting on a box beating it like a drum.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you spelled it wrong.
Why did he end up on Ancestry.com?
It's Cajon.
Oh, Cajon. Okay.
Yeah.
It's you, you talk funny, don't you?
That's J, dear, not G.
Oh, really not doing very well with
She's
this.
British, She still hasn't learned the English language yet.
Oh, my gosh.
See? Now you see what it is?
Oh, and he sits there and how cool is that? Wow.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you're just, having an acoustic show, and it really makes the sound much fuller.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty slick that you guys do that. I'm amazed, that your brother will sit down and do that with you, because usually there's a little sibling rivalry there, or a little jealousy or something. Well, you get all the girls, or you're famous and I'm just a nobody, and blah blah blah. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. You guys get along like that.
Yeah, we get along most of the time. You know how it is with brothers.
Well, yeah, I sure do. I got one, and that's enough.
Yeah, I love him to death, but yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade my brother for too much. Maybe a nice new truck.
Yeah.
What are you driving?
Well, actually, I'm not driving a truck, and here's why. Because I'm having to carry speakers and this, that, and other, and I don't want them to be in the back of the bed, kind of rolled around. So I'm actually driving a Lincoln MKX.
At least you got class.
Yes. Well, listen, I want to be comfortable, and plus, I don't want my stuff to be messed up neither. So,
yeah, but doesn't that give that great worn look like you've been on the road for years when it's all beat up and the corners are scratched and nicked?
Well, they are. I mean, believe me, they are, because they've been used a lot. But at the same time, as far as weather and water and damage like that, that's the stuff that's like my tools. That's like a handyman's tools. You can't mess them up. You know what I mean? I
couldn't agree more. I got power tools that are the same way, man. They get wet and I'm having a fit.
That's right.
Well, please tell him that you do get it dirty and you get it out in the mud. Otherwise, he'll put the phone down on you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, we'll go down a dirt road. I'll go down a dirt road in my Lincoln anytime.
Where can you go in Georgia that there ain't a dirt road?
I know. Tell me about it.
Nothing like that old red dirt.
That's right. And I'll tell you what, I'm ready to get to Texas and play.
Oh, yes. You love it over here, man. I'm telling you, these people go crazy for their country music.
I love Texas artists, too, like Texas country artists like Wade Bowen and Randy Rogers and people like Mike Ryan. They're great artists. They're all from Texas.
A lot of good stuff.
And just they got great stuff.
Have you been to Texas?
Only part of Texas I've been was at a airport in Dallas, the Dallas airport, but that was only for like a couple hours. So no, I have not really been to Texas.
I'm guessing that was Love Field, not DFW.
Where now?
Love Field is right downtown Dallas, basically, or just outside of downtown.
Well, I was at the airport there. It's been when I was a kid too.
Okay.
I want to get to Texas and play because I feel like that's a pretty cool place to come and honestly just to visit and play my music. I'd love to do it.
Well, of course, Austin is a big music scene, and San Antone, and you come up north our way and over Denton. Denton's known to be quite a music place at times. Where we are, we're just south of the Oklahoma border, so there ain't a whole lot goes on in this neck of the woods. But
right.
There's quite
Apart
a number
from
of
the amazing Yanki and the Brit show.
Yeah, well, it's the only thing. It's the only noise that comes out of the trees around here. Wasn't for the Red River, there wouldn't be too much of anything around here.
I hear you.
But yeah, you'd love it down here, man. These people go crazy for some new, fresh country. Always something going on.
Definitely, yeah. And like I said, I'm just now in the process of releasing my EP, and it'll be out next month or two. And also, we shot a music video for Warning Sign in Nashville, so that'll be out in a couple weeks too. And so yeah, just a lot of exciting things. I'm ready to get all this material out and to the public and start creating some more buzz.
Now, when you did these two songs, Warning Sign and Loving You, you said you were in a studio. Did you cut those live, or did you just do your part and they did theirs, or did you actually all sit together and just jam out the tunes?
Well, we went to the studio where we recorded the actual musicians, and we went in there and I did a live scratch vocal with them while they were playing the song, and then with the better mics that we have back at my producer's house, we took the tracks back to his house and actually recorded the main vocals. Uh-huh. So, I mean, we recorded basically everything in-house, but we just went back to the studio and recorded the main vocals. I
don't know if, I'm sure you've had the experience of sitting around with a bunch of people jamming and singing, and, you get that happy, you get that happy feeling, you get the chills and whatever. I just find that fantastic when a bunch of people get together and actually jam together fresh, live, even a little mistake here and there just gives it that, whatever.
Yeah, it makes it feel real.
Do you, any of your new songs, do you have any backup singers singing in any of them?
Actually, my producer, Chris Goff, is the backup singer on every song that's going to be on the EP. And that was another cool way to kind of incorporate him because, like I said, I've known Chris now for a little over a year, and ever since we first started working on this project. And Chris comes from a long line of him and his family was actually a singing gospel group called the Singing Golf Family. And he played on the Grand Ole Opry stage when he was 5 years old.
Wow.
And so I feel like it'd be cool to incorporate him in the EP too. And he's got a killer voice, and I feel like my voice and his voice blends pretty well together. So I just like, man, hey, come be on this thing with me, So
well, the backup singers, they add a lot of essence to a song, and very few people ever even mention them, and very rarely talk about the band that that actually carries them through the song. And everybody, you've mentioned their names, and I just had to ask about the backup singers because just hardly anybody recognizes those people. And I think between a sweet, let's say, a steel guitar and some great voices, I mean, that just kind of ties it all together.
Yeah. Well, that's like the guy who plays steel guitar on my tracks. His name's Scotty Sanders, and he's played on everybody you can think of, from Kenny Chesney to, just anybody you could think of. There's a website, you can go to All Credits and type in these guys' names, and the projects that they've been on that you would recognize is endless.
Yeah, I watch a lot of videos on studio musicians like that, and things like the Wrecking Crew that used to include Glenn Campbell and another number of great backup players and things. And these guys are just fantastic. I love to watch them play. They'll sit down and they'll just start picking, and all of a sudden it'll just all come together, and it's just fantastic what they do.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's all pretty cool stuff, man. I'd ask you about your past, but you don't have one, so
Well,
I just like picking on you about your age.
yeah, I know. Hey, it's all good. I
You can always pick on my husband about his age because he's about however many years older than you.
A little over twice.
Yeah, he's old enough to be your granddad.
yeah.
Hey, don't push it. Get out of here now. Go. We don't need your type.
Well, I guess I could tell you who all I've opened up for in the past as far as shows.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've opened up for Charlie Daniels.
Wow.
Let's see. Vince Gill, John Michael Montgomery, Big and Rich, Thousand Horses. There's been quite a bit of people that I've opened up for in the past.
That's
actually 2 years. So
that's some big names right there, man. You ain't playing around with a little time.
well, I tell you what, the best show was when I got to open up for Vince Gill, and when I told you that I was a big '90s country guy. One of my idols was Vince Gill. Just because, his high-pitched voice and just everything about him. And I'll never forget the day that I opened up for him because we were doing sound check, and they got done sound checking, and he come off stage, and we were only doing an acoustic set, so we were doing like 6 or 7 songs. But he came off stage, and I introduced myself to him, and we sat there and talked on the side of the stage for at least an hour and a half before I had to go and play. And we talked about everything. I mean, he was just as a nice guy that you'll ever meet in your life.
Does he still like to play golf?
He does.
Yeah. I met him once. My girlfriend worked at a petro fuel stop outside of Nashville when I was living over there. And he come in and he'd asked us to go play golf with him. I didn't know which end of the club to hold. But, he just seemed like a real nice guy,
He was. And, like, even when I went up to perform, he came on stage and sat behind me on stage, and I had the picture on my Facebook, but he actually sat right behind me while I was playing, and he watched me the whole time, and I didn't even know he was behind me until about midway through the set. And I look behind me, and I see him staring right at me, and I get kind of nervous. But yeah, I mean, he loved all my original songs, and that was actually right before I moved to Nashville, and he gave me a lot of words of encouragement, tell me to move up there, give it a shot, and it was just a cool experience.
So how'd you pull yourself out of that after you turned around and saw him there? You just have to get yourself together real quick?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been playing playing shows and been on stage, pretty much my whole life. So as far as the crowd goes, I mean, unless we go to a show and there's like 10,000 people, which I haven't yet done, but I know I'd have some butterflies, but I definitely didn't have butterflies like the day that I turned around and saw Vince Gill watching me behind the stage, so but it was cool though. It was just I couldn't have dreamed of a better experience.
Are you a Conway Twitty fan?
Yeah, I'm a Conway fan.
There's a lady in the chat would just love to hear you say hello, darling.
And you can say it for me too.
Hello, darling.
They just love that accent.
Hello, darling.
That's right.
Now, see, you threw me off track here. I was on a roll. Now I forgot again. Damn, I hate when she does that.
So what do you write your songs about? Is it things that are kind of happening in your life at the time, or is it...
Yeah, there's different experiences. I mean, most of my songs come through something that's happened in my life, and other times I write songs where I write from other people's, experiences that I hear or I see, and kind of put myself in their shoes and then write a song about it.
Are you on a landline or a cell phone?
Cell phone.
Man, that thing sounds good.
Yeah,
Wish everybody had one like that.
Normally, when we have a guest on, wherever they may be, everybody seems to have a really bad signal. So we're saying to them, stand on one leg, stand upside down with your legs open, all sorts of stuff, anything to get a good signal. And tonight, you seem to have a really good signal.
Yeah, it's beautiful. When you listen to this back, man, you're going to love the sound, nice and clear.
Well, I appreciate it. And, getting back to about the songs and all, as far as like other people's experiences, which this experience happened to me, I have a song that's going to be on my EP, and it's called "She Has Her Wings." And it was actually I was playing at a wedding one time back home in Georgia, and this older guy come up to me, and he had to be in his 80s, but he come up to me and he was telling me about how his wife passed away about a year and a half before then, and I noticed he was still wearing his wedding ring, and he didn't mention anything about getting remarried. So I took that story, went back home, and I wrote a song called "She Has Her Wings," and it'll be on the EP, and basically it talks about, I still wear this ring even though she has her wings.
Aw,
Beautiful. Can we get you to send us a signed copy of that someday?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Oh, that'd be great, man. Love to have it.
You'll have to make sure that you let us know when your CD is out, because so if anybody wants to purchase it, we can put the link up on our page.
Yeah, if you got anything like that, don't be afraid to post it on our show page on Facebook there,
Oh,
too.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I
help
will.
yourself. I think it's all awesome, man. I'm just totally blown away, man. You just sound fantastic. The music's great, everything about you. You opened for all these different acts and anything. How'd the crowd receive you? Everybody happy with what you've done, as far as opening?
Yeah, honestly, I've got a lot of great experiences, and as far as shows, and also, the way I've gotten other shows is from playing, shows beforehand. People like in the crowd, hire me out to go play, or either a promoter in the crowd at that show hired me for another show. So it's all been kind of like a just a one show type of deal. Like, just everybody's really, digging what I'm doing, and I appreciate it 100%.
Oh, I can see why.
Ah, we have a file of you. Okay.
Yeah. So I meant to send this to you earlier, but that's the "She Has Her Wings" song, and if y'all want to play it, go right ahead. This will be the first time it's ever been played.
Yes, we will.
Can you load that up?
Yeah, hoping to.
All right. You got any hobbies? You do anything else besides music, or are you just too busy?
And I tell you, I really don't have any other hobbies. Now, I do like to swing a golf club every now and then, and I love to go hunting and fishing. I love to go fishing. My favorite type of fishing is going bass fishing. That's my favorite.
I'm sorry, did you say golf club?
Yeah.
Oh, you say, what did you say, golf club?
Yeah, I like to swing a golf club every now and then.
I'm sorry, I'm just listening to all those words in his accent. It's so cool. Absolutely cool.
She has a hard time understanding me half the time.
I do, and I'm really having to pay close attention. Otherwise, I can't understand.
I get that a lot.
What kind of fishing did you say you like to do?
Bass fishing.
Bass fishing? A lot of bass lakes around Georgia?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of good ponds, and where I'm from in South Georgia, I'm from Vidalia, Georgia, but we have a river that goes down there called Altamaha River, and we'll go fishing down there sometimes, and it's just a cool place.
Have you been out lately at all?
No, I haven't been out lately, and I need to go. I'm actually starting next week. I'll be on the road for a solid month, playing shows in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So hopefully, maybe one of the times I can swing back home during the week and go fishing.
You going to be able to convert that?
I'm hoping so. I'll just let it download. I'll just let it run.
Okay. Well, it's got to be an MP3.
I believe it is, isn't it, from your Dropbox? Is it an MP3?
It says WAVE on it.
Oh, okay.
Do you read any of that
I'll
stuff, or you just
convert
click buttons over
Never
there?
you mind what's going off over here. I'll convert it if I need to.
She's a button pusher, let me tell you. She pushes mine constantly.
Yes, sir.
You said we don't get too far involved in relationships or anything, so don't worry about that. But you said your girlfriend's from up in North Arkansas somewhere?
Well, yeah, she's originally from Arkansas, but she moved to Georgia when she was in high school, and she works at a place called the Dillard House in Dillard, Georgia, which is up in the mountains. And I actually played a show there with some pretty famous songwriters. I don't know if you know Tony Arata. He wrote The Dance for Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. And but we were doing a show up there, and I met her at the Dillard House, and we've been together ever since.
I'm just more curious as to how you met somebody from Arkansas, but you answered the question by saying she moved to Georgia, so that took care of that. I just I have this little fascination with how people meet, because like Donna's from England, of course, and
oh yeah,
I'm from Ohio originally and moved to Texas about 8 or 9 years ago, and I've been doing radio shows since I moved here, basically, 5 or 6 years or so. I can't keep track of it, but we met. She stumbled onto the show one day, and she never went away. So I just
I'm like a bad smell.
so I just I just have this little fascination with how people all over the world get together from such far away places.
You missed the best bit. He missed the bit where he says he fell madly in love with me.
Well, obviously I did, or you wouldn't be hitched. Anything else now?
Hey, Justin, what are you going to sing for us live on the Yankee and the Brit show?
Well, I don't have my guitar with me.
Oh.
I had to leave it. I had to leave it in Georgia because there wasn't enough room in the vehicle. So I wasn't going to strap it to the hood of the car because, like I said, that thing's my livelihood. I can't have it be going down the interstate.
Find it strapped on your hood like a pair of deer antlers.
That's right. Yeah, I have to take care of that thing.
Come on down here, son, and get yourself some Texas Longhorns and mount on the hood of that Cadillac.
That's right.
Or that Continental.
Right.
It's a Continental,
Yeah.
you said, right?
No, it's a Lincoln.
Lincoln K something.
MKX.
MKX.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember what those are. Oh, the only thing I know of is a Lincoln is about 40 foot long and big and fat and heavy. That's my kind of Lincoln.
This is more like a SUV thing where I get to pull down the back seats and put all my speakers and luggage and everything in it. Kind of gets from point A to point B.
That's quite a large car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a decent sized car. It's the perfect size for what I need right now.
Yeah, they're not just little things, that's for sure.
No, and it gets pretty good gas mileage too. So
hard to believe for something that big and heavy that they do that well,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course, I dare you to try to work on it by yourself.
Oh no,
Ain't nothing like when I grew up.
no. See, I might could play the guitar or sing, but I can't work on a vehicle. I don't know anything about that.
Well, I just spent the whole day on the back of mine, still ain't done with it.
Yeah.
So are you writing any songs at the moment? And every time I ask that question, they say, what, like right now? No, I don't mean right this present minute.
Well,
are you currently working on anything?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm always writing, and
Right.
see, I'm normally play shows on the weekends, anywhere from Thursday to Sunday. I'm on the road, but most of the time during the week I'm in Nashville. I'm writing with other co-writers and writing by myself. So I'm always writing pretty much during the week. I'm either writing or in the studio working on new stuff. So it's a full-time job.
So you don't have another job then, right?
No, sir, I don't.
So I take all of this as making it possible to tote the notes?
That's right. It sure is.
Wow, that's a good deal at your age to be doing that well, man. I think I just can't say it enough how cool I think all that is.
The good Lord's blessed me, and he's looking out for me. As far as right now, I haven't starved yet, so we're all in the clear.
Well, he's doing a fine job of taking care of you there, young man. I'll give you that.
He sure is.
You get that song loaded up?
It's halfway through downloaded.
That's it?
I know.
What the hell's wrong with that thing all of a
It's
sudden?
taking its merry time.
Any other time, it's 30 seconds and it's over with.
Like I say, I'll just let it do what it's doing.
Like my sex life. Give me some water over there, please.
What? Going slow?
30 seconds and it's over with.
Is that 3 pumps and a squirt?
Shut up. You'll corrupt the guy. Be quiet. Thank you.
Randy just stole my water, and then
Got to take my old man pills before I forget about them.
and we just had loads of dead air because of it.
Well, you can hear me gulping anyways. Well, we're waiting for your song to load up, but we're not going to keep you too much longer. I get 10 great questions I'd like to ask if you're all right with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Number 1, what is your favorite word?
Let's see. My favorite word.
And this is the internet, so you can speak freely unless you're worried about your mom or somebody hearing you.
She's got her fingers in her ears. Don't worry. You say what you want, love.
My favorite word.
I guess that would be something you probably say quite often, whether it be mother, whatever, or...
I guess it'd be dadgum.
Hang on. What?
Daggum.
Who?
I'll explain it later. Number 2, what's your least...
Daggum.
What's your least favorite word?
No.
What is it?
No.
No.
Even Randy struggled with that one.
You don't like anybody telling you no, huh?
That's right.
You might want to work on that. I hear it all the time. Number 3, what turns you on?
Music.
Number 4, what turns you off?
Bad music.
What sound do you love?
What sound do I love?
Yeah.
Sound of a steel guitar.
What sound do you hate?
Probably sirens.
What's your favorite curse word?
I got Mama listening now. I can't be saying no curse words.
Honestly, she's got her fingers in her ears. I warned her in advance. Don't worry.
Don't trust the British, believe me. You know what happened when they came to America.
Oh.
What letters it start with?
Yes.
Close enough. Number 8, what profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Now, I'd like to attempt.
Yeah, what else would you like to do besides be a singer?
Man, that's a hard question because, like I said, it's been my livelihood for, as long as I can remember.
Well,
now
look at it like this. Say you got in an accident and you couldn't strum the guitar, or you hurt your throat and you couldn't play and you couldn't sing anymore. What would you think you'd like to do?
Let's see. Okay, well, when I was in high school and college, I'd work with my dad part-time doing carpet cleaning and stripping and waxing floors and stuff like that. And I always loved doing it because it was actually a hands-on job. And so I think I'd be one of them people and do like fire and water and smoke damage.
Wait till you get my age. You'll wish you'd never thought of that. Your knees will just beg you to quit the job.
Or now if I could also, but like that's something totally outside of music. Now if I was still able to actually work in music, I would be a producer.
There you go. That's a good choice. Number 9, what profession would you not like to do?
Work at a fast food restaurant.
Okay, and number 10, the last one, the most important question of all. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Heaven does exist, and I hope that he would say that I did a good job here on earth with the time I had and giving people enjoyment through my music.
Beautiful. You couldn't ask for a better answer. That's it. What a wonderful question and answers. You are one awesome young man. I'm telling you, man. Your sound is unbelievable. We love your music, man. Send us more.
Well, yeah, definitely. I'll as soon as I get the EP done and out there, I will send everything your way. And I appreciate y'all letting me be on the show.
Yeah, because as long as we're here, we'll be playing it. I guarantee you. It's we've had so many great artists come on here. Everybody from Lance Stinson, Brian Randall, Wes Brown, Steve Hickman, of course. He's got some awesome stuff. Just an endless list of great people, and you fit right in there with all of them, man. You sound great. Can't thank you enough.
Well, I appreciate it, and I promise you, when I get to Texas, I'm gonna come find y'all, and I'm definitely gonna bring y'all to the show. So y'all get ready.
Well, if you can't do that, at least come over here and we'll plug your guitar into the board and we'll let you jam a couple tunes.
All right, sounds good to me.
Hey, man, thank you very much. Tell your mother thank you for her letting you come join us and for all she's done to get you hooked up with us and anybody else that's involved. Man, God bless and good luck.
And don't forget to do your Conway Twitty. Goodbye, darling.
All right, hey, one more thing, guys.
Go ahead.
What?
I know y'all are having trouble converting that file to a MP3.
No, she's got it. She got it.
I've got it. I've done it. It's loading up. It should be ready in a few seconds, probably. Oh,
Okay.
it's ready. In fact, it's ready right now.
It's ready now. So
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, guys, I appreciate it, and thank y'all for so much. And give She Has Her Wings a spin for me, and let me know what you think about it.
Guaranteed,
Will do.
my friend. Thank you again. We appreciate it a million times over.
All right. Thank y'all.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yanki and Brit and the RTM Radio Network on a Saturday night, doing it big time real country with our special guest Justin Dukes, who was just here. We got a brand new tune from him. Check it out. She Has Her Wings. He just sent it over. This has got to be good.
monster in the cooter. I don't give a damn.
Yankee and Brit, the RTM Radio Network.
John Pipperooney is in our chatter room.
Well, hello there, John Photography
Hey.
Rooney. How are you?
Yeah, I was digging through some old shows and I found a clip of John Pipperooney. We was talking about our plans for meeting when we got to Florida at that point. It's so long ago. I think it must have been about in 2015 or early 2016. I can't remember now. But, yeah, it was very, very strange to talk to you about before we were going to meet.
Yeah, pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
Well, nice to see you, John. Yeah, it's a slow night in the chat. Been a slow night the last few nights here. I don't know what's going on. People just disappearing left and right.
Excuse me.
But we're here and we keep jamming.
Yeah, we've not been
Justin Dukes was just in here at 8 o'clock. Now, that was a great interview. And that kid is cool, man. I like him.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's got it all going on. Opened up for some great acts. Knows where he's going and what he's doing. Can't beat that, man. Kid's got it all together.
Yeah, we've not minded it being too quiet the past few nights because we've been so tired. You know, we've just had one hell of a week, haven't we? So we've just been happy to let it just flow like yours rainy day.
Been one hell of a something.
Yes.
Like now. Like that kind of thing.
I
Jeez.
know. Wake up! I'm supposed to be getting laid later.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When are you going to let me know?
Do you mind if I have some?
Go ahead, help yourself. Wake me up when you're done. Wes Brown, last of the dying breed. Well, all the way to Georgia now, the Yankee and the Brit, the RTM Radio Network. How's everybody? Donna did Fever. Love when my wife sings.
Yes, I did Fever, and Randy did, what was the song that you did? On the cover of a Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah, Randy did that one, and I sung Fever. Ted Williams is in our chat.
Hey,
room.
Ted
How
and
cool
Stoll,
is
the
that?
hickey stick is back on track over here. What's going on, dog?
What's that recording that we have of the hick stick? Hick sticky fried chicken.
You'll never give it up, will you?
Never. You know I love it when he says that.
I know you do. You love everything about that guy.
Oh, you're probably talking about the old hickey fried chicky. That's what my kids call it. It is a big old greasy American mess, man. But, you know, anybody that was raised with a good Southern cooking mama has had hick sticky fried chicky.
Go ahead. Make my day.
That'll make your day. I could use some greasy old chicken right about now. With some grease gravy mixed up to go on top of my taters. Come on. Who's cooking tonight?
Greasy stuff. Enough!
Can't get enough grease.
No more of that grease.
Boy, I'd love to have something like that right now. Anybody feel like cooking? Because I don't. I had enough today. I'm ready to go to bed.
You, husband.
I know. You're getting laid, blah,
bang
blah,
your
blah.
wife.
I've heard it 500 times a night. You'd be lucky
Yes,
if I stay awake long
sir.
enough.
I'll make sure you're awake. I'll clip you around the ear and punch you up the throat.
And punch me up the
And if you're
throat.
lucky, you'll get some piss flaps around your ears.
And do what?
I said, if you're lucky, you'll get some piss flaps around your ears.
No, if you're lucky. If I could stay awake long enough, that's the key to the whole thing right there. Oh, man. Steve, old buddy, old pal. I pulled a whole 14 feet of...
Steve,
What?
look what he said. A bag of grease.
Now, damn it, I'm a redneck, but I ain't even going that far. I'd make my gizzard fry.
That is disgusting.
I was gonna say something to Steve the other night in chat, and I didn't get to it, but I pulled a whole 14 feet of braided number 12 wire, some white, some black, and some red. Whole 14 feet of it. Jesus Christ, you'd have thought I was pulling it about 400 feet. Man, what a friggin'
what's
tangled
that
up
got to
mess
do
that
with
turned
chicken?
into. Nothing. Shut up. I'm having a conversation
Is
over
it-
here, and you ain't part of
What's
it.
that got to do with lawnmowers?
Because I was just bitching. A friggin' 10-minute job turned into an hour, all tangled up and messed up, and Jesus Christ, trying to get it through the conduit. Oh, my God, what a mess. I ain't pulled single-strand wire like that for a long time. Now I know why they put it in
pulled your dick.
Now I know why they put it in a casing and let you pull it all through one piece, man. It's a whole lot fucking easier. What's wrong with my dick?
You said you haven't pulled a single string or something for a while. I said, yes, you did, your dick.
Fucking quit. I've had enough. Yeah, fun times, all right. And I was using plastic, too. I didn't have any metal conduit. The rest of it's getting metal, though. It's a lot easier to... That fucking old springy, swingy, bouncy friggin' plastic shit. Who come up with that fucking crap? Plastic this, plastic that. Everything's made out of friggin' plastic. There's nothing decent left anymore. Your cars are plastic. Your dildos are plastic. Get this woman a brass dildo, will you? Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
make sure it's got a good kickstart on it.
That'll make the knob shine.
Yeah. These batteries over here in America, they suck.
Oh, I swear to God. Well, that's only a partial rant, Deborah. I'm just too tired to rant. Should have had Donna tugging on it. I did, actually. What was it we were stringing? That stuff along the garage.
Yeah, when I had a tug on it, it was like two pieces of string stuck together. It was that fat. What? What was we tugging along the garage? Garage.
Didn't you have
Don't get me talking your American.
Didn't you have me push that wire
garage.
through the plumbing on the outside of the garage out there? What did you help me with? Where we put wire somewhere?
I was useless.
Yeah, I did fucking so, dumbass. You helped me with it somewhere.
I don't know.
What the hell were we doing? That stuff up in the ceiling, maybe? I know it wasn't too long ago you was helping me pull some wire somewhere.
Yeah, I was up there.
I don't know. But I had a whole bunch of spools of number 12 laying around here. I thought, why the fuck should I go spend $70 for 100 feet of friggin' wire when I can just use this shit? So I did. Not used to working with it, though. Hard to get it on the outlets and on the switches. And I didn't have any solder or anything handy. So, anyways, it's done. I'm just bitching. I'm just griping. Is that all right? Can I have a Randy rant by myself?
Take it out of my body.
No.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, baby. We're from Texas. Screw you.
Ray Wiley Hubbard, Yankee and the Brit. Ted, I can't find a decent version of that song. I see the making of the video or whatever, and a couple, looks like cell phone videos. So I really can't find anything decent. Decent. If you have a YouTube link to a good one, send it over. You know, a good recorded version, something clean. Them cell phone ones usually pretty noisy and rattly. Sorry about that. You know I'd play just about anything you ask.
Let me grab my little list.
I do want to thank Justin Dukes again for joining us tonight. That was great. Go ahead.
Yes, what a nice young man he is. 1st of April, which is next Saturday, we're going to have Mike Hall. He's good on his guitar and violin, and he does his singing and whatever else. He's one cool man. 8th of April, Kyle Diego. He's going to be on with us. He's the one with a very, very cool accent. Oh, and a great singing voice. 15th of April, we're going to have two guys on the show at the same time, Bobby Johnson and Gary Reagan. You've probably seen them on Facebook doing their live videos. Pretty damn good. Billy Lord, 22nd of April, another absolutely awesome singer. You guys are going to love him. 29th of April, Joshua Stanley. You know, we've been playing some of his music recently, and we all just love him, so we can't wait to have him on. Oh my gosh, the next one on the list. Where's my button? Where is my button?
Here we go.
The 6th of May, Steve Hickman! And the 13th of May, the very, very young, devilishly handsome Zach Clifton. I do believe he's about 16 years old. And he's got some awesome music.
They're getting younger all the time.
I know. And the 20th of May, Paul Mercill, which I've still got to confirm that with him. Hopefully, we're going to get him on. On the 27th of May, we have Bob Randall, and we played one of his songs earlier at the very start of this show. We're going to dig out a few more of his tunes, I reckon, so you guys can, so we can tantalise your earbuds. 3rd of June, Jordan Mogi. He is from Northern Ireland, and he has some absolutely fantastic music out there. We're going to probably hook up the Skype with him, I think, because he's all the way in Ireland. And on... Did you just fart on your mic and sniff your mic? You're doing something. You're so weird. 10th of June, we have the beautiful, gorgeous, devilishly handsome Donna Joe. We've been playing some of her music.
No, we haven't.
Not on the show, but I mean at home. We've been playing some of her music. She's gorgeous. You guys are going to love her. Her music is just fantastic. So it looks like we've got an awesome lineup for you guys. So tell your friends, share the show, hit the like button, do whatever you do. We are almost out of here. Just 8 minutes left to go of the show.
Yep, one more tune here from Keith Sampson. I'll let you decide. Really, we got all these great country artists, and they're just coming in from everywhere. And we'd really like you guys to help us out here. We've had a little drop in listeners, and we don't know if it's because Matt's is going on or what's happening, but the last few weekends it's been kind of slow. So, we'd appreciate it if you click like, share the page, help us draw some more people. And we got all these great new singers coming. They come and they talk about themselves and tell us who they are, and they share their music with us. You're not going to find a lot of new music like this just anywhere and hear it for the first time, because we get to play a lot of this stuff for the first time. It hasn't been heard anywhere else, and just you don't know what you're missing. If you're a real music fan, you're going to love this stuff. And like I said about Justin Dukes tonight, the guy was cool as hell, man. 23 years old, and what a voice. He's open for some great acts. He's got a great bunch of guys from the studio he was recording with. I mean, all kinds of great stuff. So help us out here, spread the word. Let's get some people in here, man.
And thank you.
We're here regardless every week for you guys, and
thank you to all you guys that don't come in the chat. I mean, it's mostly been the chat that's been the quietest. The listeners are there, people are listening. I know you guys are tuned in. The figures are there, but we're just not hardly any people in the chat room, I guess. But life.
That's not so important.
People get busy.
Just getting everybody to listen is the main thing. I mean, I just sometimes I get bummed because it's like, well, hell, there ain't even fucking nobody really. What's going on here? So, it's uplifting for us, and it's great for you. You guys get all this cool music, really, and your requests are always welcome. I mean, nobody really in the last 2 or 3 weeks has requested much of anything, and I don't know what happened to that.
I know, Mr. John Pooperoony. Nobody remembers those dates, but we do put them out there on Facebook.
They're out there all the time, every week, 2 or 3, 4 times a week or more. Let's play this last tune before we run out of time. Keith Sampson.
Yes, John, you should be taking notes, because tomorrow I will be testing you on this, Mr. John Rooney.
Keith Sampson. We'll let you decide. Keith Sampson. I'll let you decide. Yanki to Brit, the RTM Radio Network. Good night, everybody.
We are out of here.
We got to go. We got things to do, places to go,
You've
people
got
to eat.
a woman to do.
Okay.
You got a woman to eat.
I love you, but shut up. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Justin Dukes, again for joining us tonight. What a great interview that was. The shows, any shows, are automatically available for replay as soon as I close the show out for the night. You can go back and check out most of the interviews. We leave them for about a month or so, and then we delete a few. So if you want to hear the shows over or download them, go help yourself to them when you can. Yanki to Brit and the RTM Radio Network. Say goodnight, Donna.
Night, Donna.
The Yanki and the Brit.